Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, May 1st, 2025, and I am so happy you are joining me tonight. I'm excited to share 3 Funfold projects with you, and I have chosen to feature this suite, Wildflower Birthday, from the January through April mini catalog. Now, well, I know you know we've got some brand new products coming up very soon, but they don't start until next week. And so I want to show you stuff that you can get right now. And so we're turning to the January through April mini catalog and using some of the awesome product there. I'm so glad that most of this carried over because I feel like I haven't had enough time to play with all these new goodies. Now, I'd love a quick show of hands. Let me know if you have this suite or any part of this suite. This is called Wildflower Birthday. It's on page 42 and 43 of the January through April 2025 mini catalog. It's also right there in the cover. And there are so many different components to these amazing products. We have the stamp set and die set. Birthday celebration is really more of like a greeting set. And it's got these fantastic number dies too. So if you want to customize your project, you can customize it with an age or an anniversary year, or you could use these number dies for a graduation card. We also have some tassel dies. We have a little banner string. We've got some little banner pieces, some detailed die cut flowers. I haven't used those because I'm afraid I'll lose them. And then this really great stitched banner die. So the sentiments in here kind of are like mix and match. So we've got, of course, the things to go with the numbers like st and erd and and then you can mix and match your sentiments. You can have hooray for you, happy cake day. I'm trying to think. I don't think you can do it's your day. But you could put for your birthday, make a wish. So you can kind of have some fun here. We got a few little flower stamps and the banner, but most of the images come from the amazing designer paper. Now, we've had a couple papers that are like this. It's a 12 by 12 designer paper, and then we have 2 full sheets of these laser cut pieces. And so you're going to get 2 each of the balloons and the flowers and the cake and all of that. And so you can make lots of cards using the images that are ready to go here, mix and match them with some dies. Now, the other side of the designer paper, not the other side, but there are, in addition to the die cuts, we have, let's see, 10 sheets of 12 by 12 designer paper. One of them is this one that has kind of all these little vignettes and tags. And so you're going to get 2 of each sheet. So you can cut this apart and you can use them. All these awesome pieces, and it's double-sided. And then there's also these additional patterns. And each one of them has some gold foil on them. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera, but it's so beautiful. And then some like more monochromatic patterns on the other side. Some really soft floral. Like I wish there was a little bit more of the peach and the that beautiful blueberry bushel. So the colors in this paper, we've got some old olive, some pool party, pretty and pink, peach pie, blueberry bushel, gold foil, of course. And I think that's what I love, just these beautiful colors. Maybe a little touch of some bubble bath. Oh, Leslie says she has a suite but hasn't used it yet. Let me inspire you, Leslie, and everybody else, because I like used it a bunch when it came out, and then I kind of haven't. So I'm happy to get back into playing with it again. This is the ribbon. It's a gold mesh ribbon. It kind of looks green to me in person, but I think it's really gorgeous and has a lot of possibilities to just add like a little subtle bling and texture. And the party dots include peach pie, pool party, and pretty and pink. And you can see which ones I've been using the most. The pool party, I think I used them on a swap for the new catalog, but I would love to know, of these 3 colors, which one would you run out of first? Do you think you'd run out of pretty and pink or pool party or peach pie? Leave a comment and let me know in the live chat here or on the replay in the comments. Let me show you some cards that I've made with this suite. So we've got this one here where I use the dies to customize. Now, my son's girlfriend is turning 21, so I'm proud of myself because her birthday's not till July, and I got my card all done for her. Happy 21st. And then the die cut birthday, and I love the little scallop designer paper underneath. Here's another card that I created with some of the die cuts, including some stamping. On this one, I used Night of Navy and some designer paper in the background. This is one I created during a Sunday stamping video. It opens on top and then it's a gatefold on the inside. And this one, I also use the number dies to customize for my sister's birthday. She turns 50 in September. That is the earliest I've ever made a card. Usually I'm a little running late there. I love that fun fold. I'll add the link to that video if you want to check out that card in the video description when we're all done. The next two cards I received from Jill Pace. Oh my gosh, I just love these. She used one of the vignettes here that are from that large sheet and then added some ribbon, die cuts here, and the party dots. I love all those colors. And this one uses the eyelet embossing folder with some designer paper strips that are 1 by 3 inches, maybe 3.5 inches. And here's that great banner, the detailed die cut with the stitching, and then some more of the die cut. So you can see, you can just like mix and match all the pieces to create some beautiful cards. Here's one from Mom. She created this one for her Sunday stamping video back in January, and she did this fun little designer paper fold. I kind of love that with it folded back like that, and then some stamping on the inside. And one more swap card. This one's from Natalie Travis. She did a vertical bookbinding card here, combining the designer paper with a stamped banner. I just love all the colors here. Now, I'm not a scrapbooker, but there is also a scrapbooking workshop kit that you can get with the same theme. So let me show you here. This is the scrapbooking brochure from January. Now, this is printed because I printed it on my printer, but this is a digital brochure. I linked it up in the video description so you can check it out. In the new annual catalog, we're going to see those scrapbooking workshops printed right in the catalog. It's awesome. There's some really beautiful kits coming up. So if you're familiar with the scrapbooking workshop kits, these are going to include the materials to make 3 2-page 12 by 12 layouts, and it's going to give you the map and all the instructions to cut your paper, all the pieces that you need. So you're going to get these sticky die cuts, you're going to get some other laser cut elements, some designer paper, including some patterns that are specific to this workshop kit, and then some two-tone cardstock. So that's super fun. I've included the item number for this if you want to check that out. Now, this one is called Wildflower Celebrations, and I was checking in with Bonnie tonight to see if she had this one because she gets some of these scrapbook kits, and she said she didn't because she didn't really think that she would want to scrapbook birthdays. But I think that this kit can be well beyond birthdays. In fact, if you look at some of the sentiments, we have celebrate, special, love this, and so you can skip the birthday cake and you can use the floral images to create cards for any celebration, or not cards, scrapbook pages for any celebration. Now, in addition to the scrapbook workshop kit, we also have a new stamp set called Wildflower Celebrations, which has more of those like scrapbook titles and prompts on there. And then we have an additional item where you can get that designer paper that I showed you with the laser cut pieces and the coordinating sticker sheet that's available in the workshop kit. So you can get the designer paper and the laser cut pieces on its own, or the designer paper, the laser cut pieces, and the sticker sheet. You'll find all those options in the online store. There's a whole section for memory keeping. We also have some two-tone cardstock that specifically coordinates with this designer paper. So if you want to get just, you know, the colors that kind of go with this paper, you can grab them there. Now, I don't know if you know, I didn't know that National Scrapbooking Day is coming up tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday, May 3rd. And so Stampin' Up! Is offering a special double Stampin' Rewards for 2 days only on Friday, May 2nd and Saturday, May 3rd in honor of National Scrapbook Day. Now, if you don't scrapbook, that's okay. You can still get double rewards on your entire purchase. Now, I was going to say, oh, the new catalog doesn't start until May 6th, but I think after I show you these amazing fun folds that you might want to head over to the online store and get some of this stuff with double rewards. Now, this applies to orders over $20 in the online store, and you can shop at juliedavison.com/shop. Now, those double rewards start tomorrow, May 2nd and 3rd, 2025. So if you go right now, you're not going to get that. So that means instead of 10%, you'll get 20% in rewards. And the way it works now is that those rewards can be redeemed on a future purchase. So if you order this weekend, May 2nd and May 3rd, to get your double rewards, you can then redeem those rewards that you've earned on your new catalog order. So it's a win, 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 win. Now, if you love getting 20% rewards, you should think about signing up to be a demonstrator where you get a 20% discount on all your purchases all the time. We're having a starter kit special that starts next week on Tuesday. If you've ever thought about being a demonstrator, this might be the perfect opportunity for you. You're going to get an extra $40 in products. So instead of $125, you're going to get $165 in Stampin' Up! Products of your choice for only $99 plus tax. Shipping is free on the starter kit. This is such an amazing deal. It's like getting $66 and product extra and not having to pay shipping, which is even more savings. And we've got all these amazing products that are coming out next week. So yeah, you can check out this and sign up to get the starter kit special. This is going to happen next Tuesday, May 6th, when everything launches. You could go to juliedavison.com/join. That's how you're going to get the starter kit under me. I'm so excited about this special. And if you have any questions about what it's like to be a demonstrator or what it's like to be on my team, I would be happy to chat with you, answer questions over email, or pick up the phone and call you. So let's move on to making some fun cards with this Wildflower Birthday Suite. Now, I was very inspired after we did our great big card swap video that happened on Tuesday. Did you guys see that? Our theme this month for the great big card swap was food fight. And I know that doesn't relate at all to Wildflower Birthday, except maybe for the cake part. But I was so inspired by so many of the card designs that I decided tonight we are going to case 3 of the fun fold cards from the card swap and create them using the Wildflower Birthday Suite. So I'm really excited to share these cards with you. There will be 3 cards tonight. They are all fun folds, and I will add the card measurements to the video description when we're all done. So if you want to recreate these cards at home with this suite or any designer paper and product that you have, I hope that you will be inspired. So go ahead and just give this video a thumbs up right now while we're getting started. And also, it's really helpful if you subscribe to my channel. So if you love my content, you want to strap in because we're going to have some fun things coming up with the new catalog, and I don't want you to miss anything. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of those. Now, our first card is called a Vertizontal card. This card was created by Terry Biggs, and she used the Bistro Burger bundle, which is retiring. It's on the last chance list from the annual catalog. She also used the Brewed for You with the beer glass. I love she used a little packing tape to create like a shine on the glass. I thought that was just such a great touch. So this Vertizontal card was originally inspired by Robin Armbrecht. Such a great little design there. In fact, I've made this one before, and it's so fun and easy. And so I thought we would recreate it again tonight with this Wildflower Birthday. So let me give you some measurements. Our card base here is 4 1/4 by 10 inches, and I've scored it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2 inches. And so we are going to fold up and fold down, and that is the first part of our card. And then the second part of the card base is 4 inches by 5.5 inches. And I'm using thick white cardstock here because it's going to hang over the edge, and I want to make sure that it's nice and what am I looking for? I want to say firm, but just nice and sturdy. I guess that's the word. So your piece is going to go right here, and I'm just going to kind of center it from top to bottom. But this is going to be the vertical, the horizontal base of our card. And so we have some pieces cut out, and one of them is going to go here. Oh no, I don't think I cut that to be the right size. Okay, well, we'll just cut a new piece. I think I thought, I think I was thinking this, that we do pink here and we do the flowers there. Although we could do the opposite. I kind of like the opposite. What do you guys think about that? Flowers on the bottom and the gingham on the side. On the front of the card, we're going to have our layered squares. Now I've got 3 3/4 inch blueberry bushel, 3.5 by 3.5 of the white. And then I love this paper because we've got these amazing images that are just like, boop, ready to go and colored, looking beautiful. So for our side piece, what do you think? Pink gingham, or should we do the flowers over there? I think the flowers kind of compete, don't you think? So let's do pink gingham like that. And then for the inside here, we're going to need a piece that is just slightly bigger. So let's go ahead and cut that. Losing all my pieces here. So we're going to do this one. And oh no, I just I dropped my ribbon. Okay, our piece is for here, it's going to be 3 3/4 across. No, 4. 4 inches across, and we want to go 1 1/4. Okay, I'll add the measurements for you in the video description so you can check it out. And I am going to try to be a little strategic here with which flowers are going to show up. So right there, that is 1 1/4 by 4. And this one is 1 by 4, and that's going to go over there. Looks like you guys agree with me. Gingham on the side, flowers on the bottom. Good, we're on the same page. All right. I do feel like our cards are going to go so quickly tonight because all of these elements are, you know, they're pre-done from the paper, all the laser cut pieces, which actually is kind of fun because then we can focus and spend our time on the fun fold part. And so I think that's awesome. Now I have to be careful when I'm using my adhesive here because I don't want to put adhesive where it's going to hang over the edge. Hopefully I guessed right. Let's just double check. Yeah, we are good there. Okay, perfect. So far, we're gonna add that strip of designer paper down here. And pretty much most of the stamping that we are going to do tonight is going to be greetings. And they're all coming from that birthday celebration stamp set. We have a punch for the front, and oops, I have another little die cut for the inside as well. I'm gonna layer those pieces together, and then Stampin' Dimensionals. I love these. Now, I don't know if I asked you earlier, we talked about National Scrapbook Day, but I would love to know how many of you are scrapbookers. Do you like to scrapbook? And if you do like to scrapbook, what do you think? Have you gotten any of the Stampin' Up workshop kits for your scrapbooking? Since I don't scrapbook, it's not something that I have played much with. I actually did get one of the autumn kits, and I tried to make some cards with it. And I liked the cards I made, but mostly I just felt like there were a lot of pieces that I wasn't going to use because they were very memory keeping focused. I'm using Stampin' Dimensionals under the flowers. I'm using Stampin' Dimensionals under the blue piece. I don't know, I just wanted to add some extra dimension there. Kathy, hi. The measurements that I'm doing on all the cards tonight are going to be in the video description when I'm done. Right now it says coming soon because I was still working on everything before the video, but I will add those all tonight after the video, so you'll have the entire list of measurements, no purchase necessary, for all of the cards that I'm sharing with you tonight. Okay. So for the front, I want to do, I don't necessarily think this has to be a birthday card because we've got flowers. So I'm going to do Hooray on the front and Happy for You on the inside, and then maybe like a little banner or something too. That might be fun. Let's do Blueberry Bushel for the Hooray. I think I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel for all my sentiments. I always choose the darker color. That's going to be on the front. And then on the inside, I want to do Happy. I don't know. Happy for you. Okay, I was gonna put the little flowers down here, or I think, yeah, down there. And then I thought it would be fun just to add little pink banner too. So let's do that. This is also part of the stamp. I gotta be careful not to go too close to this edge here. Because we don't want it to show there. I think that looks good. Let's add this with some dimensionals. My original plan was the gingham here, and I was going to put the flower there, but we already got a bunch of flowers there. So we'll just add this on the inside down here. Happy for you. And then on the front, Hooray. I don't know. I used the label for Love Punch, and now I feel like, is it just too... Perhaps overkill, but I want to make sure that it still sticks. Oh. 2 tear-ups. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in some of that ribbon. Where did it go? And add just a touch of this. Oh, I'm so happy to see your feedback about the scrapbooking. Connie says she used to scrapbook. Kathy started scrapbooking before she started stamping. I hear that from a lot of people. And Shanna, am I saying that right? Shana, loves the scrapbook kits and loves to integrate them with various stamp set and dies. I love that. I know. Yeah, I'm just reading your comments about covering the flowers. We're going to cover them a little bit, but it's going to be okay because we got most of them over there. I'm going to add a little bit of the ribbon. And just, sorry, I kind of went off camera. Just like a little bit of that. Let's do a little tear and tape, my little trick. Yes, I like that a lot. I'm going to do some dimensionals. You can see that tear and tape just a smidge. I need like a double layer of the dimensional to go right here. See where I'm putting it? Right there to support that label. Hooray! Happy for you! Here is our first fun fold card with the Wildflower Birthday. Terry, thank you for the inspiration to create one of these cards again. What's that? Do you think we need some bling? Okay, maybe a little bit. Mom would say we need it. I heard her voice calling to me. Sherry says, I dabbled in scrapbooking and then got a bunch of Project Life cards with good intentions, but they're still in a box with no pages made. I got a bunch of Project Life stuff too and never did anything with it. I always said I would scrapbook when I had kids, and then I had kids and realized I had no time for scrapbooking. Funny how that works out. So I don't know, maybe when I have grandkids, maybe that will be when I take the time. Tell me what you think. I don't know. I feel like I ruined the card with the dots. Keep them, lose them. I know how you feel about 3, but I feel like just 2 is good. I'm going to leave it like that. We'll think about it. Sharon says keep them. I'm going to. All right, card number 1, the Vertizontal card. I'll add those measurements for you in the video description when we're all done tonight, so you can check that out. Let's move on to our second inspiration card. And oh, this is a fun one. I've made one like this before too. I actually added a window in it before, and so this one is inspired by Diane Gorski, and she and the Curly Girls and Cara all created these fun pop-up cards. And they have a little pop-up on the pop-up. Oh, so awesome. So the girls were all inspired by Stampin' Notes on Facebook, and they have the measurements all here for you. I'll add them in the video description. I actually was measuring and not looking at Diane's notes. I should have just looked at her note, but pretty sure my measurements are all the same. So I'll add this information for you in the video description. Thank you, Diane, for providing that, and thank you all for your inspiration. So let's go over our pieces. Our card base is a long card base, half sheet, 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. And so that is just like a regular card that opens on top. Then we have the inside piece. This one is 4 by 10 1/2 inches, scored at 3 1/4, 5 1/4, and 7 1/4. Is that right? Yeah, 3 1/4, and then 2 more inches, 2 more inches. So we have like a bigger piece on top, a bigger on the bottom, and 2 smaller ones on the inside. Now for the pieces that are going to fit there, we've got this one, and this is 3 3/4 inches by 3 inches. So 3 3/4 by 3. And then I need some thoughts here. I've got a piece of the flower designer paper, and maybe we should use some of that. I don't know. Okay, some flower designer paper, and then I was debating on 2 different embossed pieces with the eyelet. So I've got peach pie, I've got some pretty in pink. My thought is that I'm going to do for my pop-up piece is the birthday cake. And I just don't know which one I should do. Kind of also want to add some of the the tassels back here, and I think that will tie in either one of those colors. We have pink frosting, and so I do feel like maybe the peach pie adds a little contrast, a little different. Ooh, you guys are all saying pink. Terry says pink, Sherry says pink. Now, I think probably when I added the tassels, that may have changed your mind, because now I've tied in. Now I've tied it in. Oh, Twyla, aren't you clever? She says PP. That could be peach pie or pretty in pink. I guess it would be Pip if it was pretty in pink. Okay, there's the pink again. And there is the peach pie again. I'm like looking on the camera too. Sometimes like when I'm stuck on a project, I take a picture and then I look at the picture, and I don't know why that just like helps me figure it out. Is that weird? Do you guys ever do that when you get stuck? If not, then there's a tip. You could try it. By the way, this was the eyelet embossing folder. Gonna carry over. Love it. And you guys are all on my side now. I'm seeing a lot more peach, and I think it's because of the tassels. Let's glue these down. And if you prefer the pink when you make this project at home, because I know you're going to want to, you can change it up and do pink instead. I think it would really be nice as well to do some of the pink gingham. I think that would be really pretty. But I felt like the gingham maybe clashed with the gold and the stripes. That was one thing that I was kind of disappointed. The back sides of this paper were so light, and I felt like they were kind of weak next to some of these gold pieces. So just something I felt like I was struggling a little bit with this paper. I love the gold sides, and so I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, but let's go ahead and add that. Now, I only used half of the tassel, so there is another piece of the tassel for next time, which I'm excited about because this card's really cool. I'll probably want to make it again. I'm going off the edges with the tassel lines so that I can trim it right to the edge. And it just makes me feel better that it like continues off the edge there. Just a little detail. Okay, this is gonna go up top. All right, so we're folding back and forth on these. I think Diane says like an M. That's what it's gonna look like. It's kind of like a little stair step. It's really cool. And in this first crux, we're going to have a little pop-up piece. Now, this is kind of a standard way to do a pop-up piece inside a card. So you can change the measurements to fit your piece. I have about 1.5 inches by 2 inches, and I have scored every 1/2 inch. Now you could do like a 1x4 and score every inch. Essentially, you want to have 4 even sections for your pop-up piece. And then we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to use some tear and tape here to get some good adhesive. And so the tear and tape is going to go on both ends. Okay, so we've got one here, sticky, sticky, and we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to lay it down right in the center, right inside that fold. Okay, right inside that fold. And then when we close this, give it a good back massage, it will pop up when it opens. Okay, so now we've created that like little shelf kind of. And I will warn you with this cake slice, it does have like an uneven bottom edge because of the flowers. And so technically you can see it a little bit there, but I'm not going to worry about it. No one is going to be that critical of this card. When they open it up, they're just going to think it's so cool that they're not going to look at that tiny little edge that's showing. Now, if you have something that has a flat edge, you won't have that problem. Okay, so I added some tear and tape to that side. Now I'm going to add the pop-up piece. Make sure, see, you got to be careful with that bottom edge. Oh, now it's too late because it's on there, so I'm just going to give it a slight little trim. Okay. And be careful, don't burn your tassels down. I thought about doing a little farther out instead of just a 1/2 inch, but I think you still get the picture there. So all of that closes, and it closes flat, and then you open it up and you have that fun little pop-up. Now, before we start putting it inside our card, let's do our stamping here. For the front, it's gonna say make a wish. For the inside, I wanna say happy birthday. And so we're gonna use the blue again, and I've got the happy and the birthday. Oh, I thought I dropped it a little bit and created an ink that I didn't want, but thankfully that didn't happen. Whew. Okay, happy birthday. Oh my gosh, I got it on my hands though. I used to keep hand sanitizer on my desk for these instances. So that I could get the ink off, and I don't have it on here, but I think I got it. Okay. Whew. Oh my gosh. Sharon says she's watching me on a 76-inch screen. That's insane. And honestly, it's knowing things like that make me so nervous about showing my face on camera, because to think of my face being 76 inches on your wall is terrifying. Okay, this is the inside of the card. We haven't even done the front of it yet. This is just the inside, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? I really love this. I wonder if it needed to be a little bigger. You know what, it's gonna be just fine. You know, maybe I need just be at the edge there. Yeah. Oh, so cool. Okay, but before we glue it in, I want to get the front down, and then we'll glue the inside in. So we'll take care of that in just a second. I know, you guys, I told you these fun fold cards tonight are fire. You're gonna want to make all of them, and you're probably gonna want to go buy this designer paper because it's so beautiful. And then you can make the cards exactly like I've done them. I have done a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece for the front. This one is my favorite pattern. I just love the closeness of the flowers. I think they're just so beautiful. And then I've got a white cardstock that is 2 1/2 inches by 4, layering it onto 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Those are kind of standard measurements, and we're gonna layer them and add the die cut cake. Yes, I love it. So easy. You don't have to do anything crazy. I do have a little this or that, trying to decide for our sentiment which shape to use. I've got the circle and I've got the label, and so we're going to we'll stamp them both up and we'll take a look and see just which one fits the card better. I kind of went back and forth and then just decided to bring them both out as options to share with you. Some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to kind of add that to the center. I leaned a little to the right so that I can have my sentiment be over here. And then we're also going to do Stampin' Dimensionals. Pretty much these cards with all the pop-ups and the extra layers, they're probably going to be non-machinable just because they're so bulky. So I'm not going to worry about the dimensionals. It's already a bulky card, but I'm just going to go for it. So evenly spacing on the right edge and the top and the bottom. And then I got peach pie for this sentiment. I thought about white, but I want to bring in some more of that peach color because I had a feeling we were going to use it on the inside. And we're going to do Make a Wish on the front. So let's do that in blue. And like I said, we got two options. We have our circle. This is a 2-inch circle punch, or the Labeled with Love, which we did use on the first card. And so let's take a look. I'm thinking it would kind of fit like that in the corner. Do you feel like the circle's maybe too big? The Make-A-Wish label could also kind of fit down here. I don't want to overlap the cake. So I feel like, man. A strategic tear off and a rub off of the corner dimensional so that I can slide it better underneath that corner. See what I mean? I just needed some room. I also need to tack this down. I'll add a mini dimensional when I'm done with the Make-A-Wish. Okay, so it is just a tight little greeting, isn't it? And maybe we don't want to use a punch because maybe it's just like too much. Maybe we should just do like a rectangle. I don't know. You guys are saying the circle. I think it does fit the area a little bit better. Is it too bottom heavy? I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Okay, I'm checking the label. I'm seeing a whole bunch of circle, 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 circle. So let's go with it. Let's put it down. So this is going to be flush with the white, and we need some dimensionals on the side to make it even. So one here and one there. And then a little bit of regular adhesive. Oh, should we add some more ribbon? It's like the answer to everything, to bling, bling, bling it all up. Oh. I think yes. What I love about this ribbon is that it's so, like, delicate. I don't like it's not too loud. Like it's just like such a fun little splash of bling. I think I just took the sticky right off the dimensionals when I added the ribbon. Unconventional, but I'm just putting Stampin' Seal right on the dimensionals. Maybe they'll hold a little better now. Okay, we talked about tacking down the bottom of this with a little dimensional. Make-A-Wish. Now we can add that back up here because it's pulling. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, do we need bling on the front? Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Where's our bling? Here it is. We could bring in some more of the peach pie and kind of like make that be the third circle. Or is there enough going on that we don't need it? Or do we want to put them higher? I think I like them higher. Okay, I mean, I love this card just as it is right here. Like, we haven't even added the inside. I think it's just a fun card with all of this stuff. And the inside is just the icing on the cake. Okay, let's add the inside here. We are going to use tear and tape for our application. We want this card to stay together. It has a lot of moving things happening. And so I'm going to use some tear and tape. I think that's going to be the end. Like, I'm just debating. Let's do 3. We're going to do 3 on both sides. Now, if you haven't watched Tuesday's video, the Great Big Card Swap, it's at the very end that I shared the Curly Girls and Cara. And so check it out because there are like 5 or 6 more samples. Everyone did this fun fold. And so we have a whole bunch more inspiration samples using this fun fold. So if you want to see other ways that you can create fun cards that have this fold instead of just using the birthday cake, then that's where you can find more ideas. I took the bottom pieces of tear and tape off, and I am going to equally space from the sides and the bottom. Trying to be very careful here. Equally spaced from the sides and the bottom. Rub it down good. Do, 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 do. Oh, Twyla. I know. I don't know who I'm going to send this special birthday card to. It is super duper special. I'll have to throw a number on there and save it for another. We got lots of birthdays coming up in this springtime. Okay, so everything is good. It folds flat. We're going to take the tear and tape off. And I'm tempted to do it this way, but if you do it like this and it doesn't fold up flat, then you're in trouble when you try to mail the card. So keep it flat like that and close the card and trust the process. Fold it, hold it, smash it, and we open it up and we have some beautiful lining up there. I love it. Okay, so make a wish. Happy birthday with our pop-up. I love this one even more than the last one. It is quite bulky there, especially towards the bottom. So definitely this one folds flat to fit in a regular envelope, but you're going to need some non-machinable postage on it. And the extra little pop-up here is just like, it's just like the cute little candle on the icing on the cake. All right. Card number 1. Card number 2. I feel like we should just stop because they're so awesome, but I promised you 3 and I have one ready to go. And I know if you watched on Tuesday, I know what card you want to see. I figured out the measurements for Patricia Williams, Pat Williams, her card, that she's always finding the most amazing fun folds. And I'm not sure where she found this card, so I don't know the original inspiration. But when you open it up, let me move my pieces out of the way. When you open it up, it has like this, do you see like this double, like a double gatefold pop-up? I don't even know what it's called. Like the base of it is a gatefold, and then you have like this interlocking kind of gatefold piece. Are you guys ready? I've got the measurements for you. I'll add them to the video description when we're all done. Pat, thank you for the inspiration. If you're watching, let us know where you got your original inspiration. Because I always like to try to give credit to the original person who comes up with these fun folds. Who sits around and comes up with these fun folds all day? I don't know. But we thank them very much. All right, so for our card base, let's move all my little pieces aside. And hopefully this one comes together. Like I tried to plan it without gluing it together, so I'm not sure. Okay, we need 2 very large pieces here. This is going to take 2 sheets of cardstock, this fun fold card, but it'll be worth it. So our first piece is 5.5 inches by 9.5 inches. So it is longer than a regular sheet sheet of cardstock width, so you have to go the other direction. And the reason that we are going at 9.5 is so we can create these tabs, which you didn't even know they had because they're behind the scenes, but they hold the second piece together on the card. Okay, so we are scoring at 1/2 inch, 2 5/8 inch, 6 7/8 inch, and 9 inches. And so you can see my little markings here. I marked 2.5 inches from the end, and I'm going to cut on my little pencil line, and then I'm going to cut on my score line, and I'm going to cut off most of that 1/2 inch tab so that I just have one there on the bottom and one here on the top. Okay. And then, okay, I'm trying to think how this goes. And actually, okay, I should have done it. I should have done the opposite because I like the indentation to fold the other direction, but we're gonna have to, it's gonna be this way. So we have the little tabs are on the outside, and then there's the gatefold, and so you have a gatefold card with 2 little 1/2 inch tabs, okay? Gatefold, you know how to do that, but we added the extra little 1/2 inch tabs. All right, that looks familiar. Our next piece here is going to be the bottom measurements. It's 5.5 inches by 10 5/8 inch, so almost a whole sheet of cardstock. And you're going to score at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 6 3/8, and 8.5. So it is kind of like a gatefold card with an extra section. And then after I did the scoring, I turned it and I lined up on my paper trimmer at 2 3/4 inch. That's 1/2 of 5.5. So 2 3/4 right in half. And I cut down to that center score line. So there's a center section that is not cut through. And then I skipped over that section and I cut again. Okay, so 2 3/4, cut to the center section, skip the center section, and cut more. Now I've made little X's because those are the panels that we are just going to cut right off. And you don't have to cut them separately, you can just cut them as one piece. But you're going to cut them off. So that you end up with this Tetris piece. And then you have your Tetris piece that has a little gatefold too. All right, whew, Tetris piece. Now the Tetris piece fits inside of the card base. And it fits inside so that is centered there, and then the tabs adhere to these outer layers, and that's how you're going to get like that dimension. So let's start with adhering the center down in the center. That was overkill, but probably you want to just make sure it has lots of adhesive. This is going to go right in the center. Make sure you're right in the center. If you need a ruler, you could get a ruler out and measure, but right in the center. I've eyeballed it and I'm satisfied with my eyeball. Yep, I'm gonna be happy with that. Lots of good adhesion there. I'm not tearing this up. All right, now this is going to close and this little tab is going to adhere here. And so you'll see the tab's like in the middle, right? It's not on the edge. So put your adhesive on the tab. We're gonna do one side at a time. And I'm gonna cover up my writing. So see, you're not even gonna see it. Tear and tape, make sure it's on there good. And then close this side of the gatefold. Give it a little rub. Okay, like that. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Can you hear the storm? It just started a little bit ago. I wondered if you could hear it. We had some thunder and some rain against the window. It's right next to me. It sounds like it's quieting down now. Nancy knows, she's across town. She same storm by her. All right, so same thing here. I've got the tear and tape on the tab, and then I'm going to close that piece, give it a good rub down. Okay, so there is like the structure of our card. See, like I know it felt like, well, when we saw it, it looked like it was going to be very complicated, but when you break down the two pieces, it's not so bad. And then they kind of interlock together like that. So you have kind of that, like, I don't know, it's so much less bulky than I thought it would be. I love it. So now we have some some tricky pieces to add. Oh, they're not going to be that tricky, but maybe we could have put some things down before we added the center piece. Okay, in hindsight. All right, I've got 4 pieces of designer paper. I'm using the cake pattern for this one. And these 4 are 1 7/8 inch by 5 1/4. That's the top measurement there. I chose to use the same pattern. You can change it and use different patterns if you want. It's totally up to you. And so these 4 are going to go right here. So see, it might have been easier if I added that first. And right over here. And I'm gonna switch this up because it has more cake showing on the side there. So let's add those. Like I said, I did not put this together ahead of time to see how it was all gonna look. I saved the big reveal for you guys. And the one thing about this beautiful paper is that, like, the pattern I wish maybe was a little closer together, because I don't think you see a lot of the cake sometimes when you cut it down. Okay. Cakes, beautiful. The other 2 pieces are going to go in here, and I realize that, like, it gets covered up, and so I guess if you didn't even want to, you can just put the top on there. I already had the whole thing cut, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna lay it down. But if you don't want to do a whole 5 1/4 piece, you could get away with 3 inches and have it like just be a little bit underneath. Now, Pat, on her card, she had lots of designer paper layers on everything. And it was so beautiful. I decided to kind of simplify mine a little bit. Okay, oops, here's the other pieces I'm looking for. So then the second panel pieces that we have are the 1 7/8 inch by 2.5 inches. 1 7/8 inch by 2.5. And I've got 2 white. These are gonna go here and here, and 2 of the designer paper with the flowers. That's gonna go there and there. I told you, I love this pattern. Like, I kind of wish I just put it everywhere because it's so pretty. Let's go ahead and add the designer paper down. I want to do some stamping before we put the white down. And I am debating. Here's where I'm not feeling so certain of myself, is what to put on the front. So let's hold off on the front and let's talk about the inside. Back to the inside. I have two pieces that layer together, and we're gonna put them here and here. These are the same size, and the white is 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. And the blueberry bushel is 2 1/2 by 2 3/4. I'll put them all in the video description for you. So we're gonna have white here and here. We're gonna have some kind of element on the front, maybe some cupcakes like that, or perhaps the cake slice, but I feel like that's too big. I wanna have some words on the front, and so I was thinking on the front, we would do Make a Wish, which barely fits on, it barely fits on this white, because otherwise I would kind of maybe try to layer the front pieces too, but Make a Wish fits on here just barely, so we can't cut it down because there's not really room to cut it down. Let's add, oh, you know what? I want more of the banner. And I'm going to bring my Make a Wish down. A little more Make a Wish. On the inside, I was thinking that we would say Happy Cake Day. Oh, I thought that was kind of fun. That's Hooray. That we could just like mix and match. You know what? I'm gonna stamp Cake Day first. I put it on the same block. Happy Cake Day. And then this would be a place where you could write your message. And I have a little die cut flower like that. Sorry, I went out of camera range there. So, okay, so yeah, actually we're doing okay on the front. We're gonna make some decisions in a second, but let's go ahead and glue these down. I think on the front, another fun thing to do would be to have a number, you know, like for someone's birthday. So if you were celebrating like, you know, 21st or 70 or 50 or 37. Isn't that fun? Like we don't usually spell out like, you know, every year. I feel like it's the big milestones that we think about doing, but I think it would be fun to like put somebody's age that was just a random, you know, year on there. And of course for kids, especially under 10, right? They always want to see their age on the card. So we have this big seam here, but it gets covered up with the other square. And so you don't even really notice that, that the seam is there. I think it successfully gets hidden. Happy Cake Day. Okay, so back to the front. When it's closed, we have Make a Wish to go down here. And I feel like you can see through that. I'm gonna cut a new one, and I'm going to restamp that. Then for the front, the top piece, we have another white piece. There's just so much like white here. Do we like the cake slice, which we used before? And we could use that without the white. Or do we like the cupcakes? Make a Wish. We have cakes here, although I don't know, cupcakes go too. So tell me what you think. cupcakes or cake slice. It's kind of big, but it does fit. And we could also, I almost like that better, switch them and have the cake be on the bottom. And then when you open it up, it's Happy Cake Day, Make-A-Wish. That works. Okay, I think either way, I like the cupcakes or the cake slice on the bottom. Do you agree? Or do you like them on the top? Cupcakes without the white, sentiment on top. Without the white, the blue gets, the blue blends in a lot with the background. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's, I thought I had another cupcake. Maybe a little less blue. I like that one. Okay. Sue says, with the background, Make-A-Wish on top. Blueberry bushel behind the cupcakes. Do you think that, I mean, we can cut a piece of blueberry bushel. I think that might pull the eye too much away from the greeting. That is my worry there. Like it's too dark. It's too dark. Now whether we do like a smaller white, but see, I think again, it pulls the eye too much away from the sentiment. I would like to put the sentiment on blue too, but I'd have to cut too much away from the words. I wouldn't have enough words. I think we'll keep the white. I need to cut a new one for restamping the words. Did we agree on the cupcake, or do some of you like the cake? I'm still a little undecided. 2.5 by 1 7/8 inch. That's our size for this piece. And we'll start with the banner. And then Make-A-Wish. Could we add a little bling behind our white? I'm obsessed with this ribbon. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it's like just so light. It's like the Cool Whip on the dessert. Like it's the fluffy topping. And it's also not too bulky. Okay. Cake on the bottom. This is our good one. Let's glue this down. That's the cake on the bottom. It's kind of big. It's kind of big. Oh, Jill, hello. Cupcakes all day. I know. I think the cupcakes are just too big. Like, I think that is the problem. So let's the cake is too big. Let's use the cupcakes. When you make it at home, you can do however you want. That's the rule. I always appreciate your thoughts as I create my version. But sometimes we just can't do it all the ways. Okay, the first one's going down full dimensionals. The second one, got to be careful and be strategic about the dimensionals because it's going to overlap a little bit. So you got to be careful not to put it on the whole thing, then it gets too bulky. Overlap like that. Make a wish. Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's add some bling. Where's our bling? Here's our bling. Okay, closing it back up for the bling. The inside is the best part, isn't it? Let's tie in some of this peach pie, which we have been doing all night long. We've been using peach pie dots. So let's just do some more. And I'm going with 2. Three. Yeah. I'm going with 3. Make a wish. Happy cake day. Oh, this card is so much fun. Thank you, Pat, for the inspiration. Here is her card. You can see she's got all kinds of designer paper, all kinds of layers to it. Her card is just so much fun. And by the way, all these cards I'm still sending out for the Great Big Card Swap. So fear not, they are going to go off and be sent on to someone else. So maybe if you participated in the Great Big Card Swap, you'll get one of these original inspiration cards. But tonight, I remade all of our inspiration cards with the Wildflower Birthday Suite. We did 3 fun fold cards. We did the Vertizontal card. We did this fun pop-up card with a little extra pop-up, and we did our doubly gatefold card, which is just so much fun. And what made them even a little bit easier was using the amazing Wildflower Birthday designer paper. It comes with all these die cuts. The 12 by 12 designer paper includes little vignettes and other designer paper patterns like I was using all night long. You probably want the ribbon. You probably want the party dots. You probably also want the birthday celebration stamp set with the number dies so you can customize your cards for all your favorite people and their very special celebrations. So if you would like to get these things, go to my online store, juliedavison.com/shop. And tomorrow and Saturday, you'll get double rewards from Stampin Up. That means you'll get 20% back to use on a future order. That's really incredible. And I know we don't have the brand new stuff yet, but guys, there's plenty of stuff available right now that I think you just need to add. So Friday and Saturday this week, do your shopping, double rewards. That's any order over $20 gets the double rewards, which is just so amazing. And then when you order over $40, you'll also get my May bonus project kit, which I'll be revealing towards the end of the month. Okay. I'll include all the measurements for these cards here in the video description when we're all done. I was going to show you some mail calls. You guys want to see a few more card ideas? Let's take a look. I don't want to get any farther behind because I have quite a few. So I'm going to put these aside. But if you enjoyed tonight's video, just one thumbs up. Don't double thumbs up because that's like unthumbing up. So one thumb up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all the fun things that are happening over here at Julie's Stampin' Spot. I've got some cards to share before we go today. Look at this. Look how I have been blessed with your amazing cards. Oh, there is magic when you send a handmade card, and I know you guys know it. Or maybe we forget because we don't get cards in the mail so often, but truly, I feel so blessed and so special each time I open up my mailbox and there's that, you know, the shape of that envelope. that card-shaped envelope, and it just makes me smile. It makes me so happy. So thank you so much to everyone who sent me cards in the last few weeks. It means so much to me. I got several Easter cards. There was a whole slew of them that came the day after Easter. Thank you so much to all of you. The hot card trend with Easter this year was the cross cards, and so I got several different versions that I thought were just amazing. So this one comes from Annette Crescetti, and she has like just the little front has a little slit, and then the cross piece here, he is risen, and then a little space to write on the inside. But I just thought that was clever. It's like just really simple and all about the cross. Another one that I really loved here was from Mesa Sama, and she did, I thought this was clever too. This is like a regular card front. This is actually looks like one of my double wonder cards that I created with the, oh gosh, Magnolia Lane designer paper. So pretty. So this is a regular card front scored at 1 inch and then folded back, and then another strip here. And so then you've got the wood designer paper. Oh, so stunning and so very simple because it's just that fold back and then the piece across. I know you're going to ask, let's get you a quick measurement. That piece across is 3 3/4 by 1. So 1 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And so then the designer paper would be 3 1/2 by 1. And the fold back is also 1 1/4. And so then this piece is 1 by 5 1/4. So beautiful. Love the little flowers too. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, look at these colors. I love this. This one from Alita with a die cut cross. This is Highland Heather. It's so perfect for Easter. Thank you so much, Alita, for your beautiful card. I love it so much. Here's one also for Easter from Jill Pace using some of that tulip designer paper. Oh my gosh. Beautiful tulip paper with some Poppy Parade, a little petal pink in there, and the pool party with those colors. So beautiful. Thank you, Jill, for your gorgeous card. Another Easter card from Betty Woda, and she used some paper pumpkin pieces and the stamp set from Paper Pumpkin. This was not this past year, 2025. It was the year before, 2024, I think, had this great little Easter set. So thank you so much for that. So beautiful. And kind of like a little mini slimline card. I like the size of that one. This one was from Nancy Delvaux, also for Easter. And she had kind of a fun little fold here with the designer paper. She used the Floral Delight, and kind of it folds back on itself. I like that. We might have to try that. Such a great little fold. Like, do you see all the little folds? We'll try this one soon. The Floral Delight, and then that Wishing stamp set too. Love that. Thank you, Nancy, for your beautiful card and your inspiration. This one's from Debbie Lindauer. Again, that Highland Heather. I just love it so much, especially with Daffodil Delight. Wishing you the blessings of Easter. Love that on the inside too, Debbie. Such a beautiful card. And look, they're like egg-shaped. I didn't even notice that before. So beautiful. Sandy Coy Emery always sends me such beautiful cards. This one is a little pocket card for Easter with a bookmark and then another little note in here. Sandy, thank you so much for this pocket card with the Bloom Impressions designer paper from Celebration. So pretty. Here's one from Kathy King. I just love everything about this card. All the little details, but especially the petal pink paired with early espresso. This was a online exclusive stamp set. I don't think it's available anymore, but it's so stinking cute. Thank you so much for this great card, Kathy. This is the Country Birdhouse dies, and then the wood grain embossing folder. I just don't think of pink usually with wood grain, but pink and brown is such a great combination. The next card comes from Cheryl Witherspoon, and she's from Canada. She sent me a little thank you card for participating in sharing some projects in a little class that Brenda and Trisha had. I think I shared their cards last time with this fun lemonade. So we got Lemon Lolly with Bubble Bath and that plaid background. So pretty. Thank you very much for this card. It was so fun to share with you, Cheryl. Our next card's from Jenny Knudsen, and she's got this great Daffodil Delight, kind of honeycomb background. I love little die cut bike and a rainbow. We're going to have a new rainbow set in the Boho Vibes suite. I can't wait to play with it. This one says, sending you a rainbow of happiness. Jenny, thank you for sending that rainbow of happiness to me and brightening up my day. Another card from Sandy Coy Emery. She is just a card making machine. She sends so many cards. And Sandy, I just want to say thank you so much for blessing me. This is a fun one with the designer paper that kind of folds back and almost like a little curtain card. I think that's just really fun. So thank you, Sandy. This one is also from Sandy, and using some black and white paper. And check out this fun fold. I have not seen one like this. This is kind of fun. Lots of different layers here, and such a little fun like pop-up. So I love this so much, Sandy. Thank you for the inspiration and for all of your amazing, amazing cards. The rest of the cards are doubles from the Great Big Card Swap. Some of you send in 2 cards for me, sometimes a this or that, sometimes just a duplicate. And I just want to say thank you so much for doing that. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And so these are some of the cards that I shared on Tuesday. So I won't go into too many details because I already shared them a couple days ago. This one is, oh no, I think the name is on the other card and I can't remember who made this one now. Oh no, I am trying to rack my brain now. She says, I use this stamp set to make bridal shower invites. They're having a taco bar and the theme is taco about love. You know, I love me a good pun. This is the Taco Fiesta stamp set, and check out this fun fold, kind of like an accordion, pop-up accordion or floating pop-up card, I think I called it. And I've got to go grab it and give credit. So hang on one second. Let me get the other one from my drawer. I swear I had Mimi's name on it, and I don't know what happened to the other post-it, but Mimi Henley created both these cards. Mimi, thank you so much. I know someone's going to love to get it, and I am going to love to send it out and share it with someone because it is just so stinking cute. Our next card, I love this little seed shooter from Pat Christ using some of the Lily Pond Lane designer paper, and this cute little image of the bunny shooting a watermelon seed. So adorable. Our theme, I think I said, was food fight. So we've got watermelon, we've got tacos. This card was from Chris Almond, and she did a little die cut tea. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. There was another one that was very similar to this, and it was blues, and I already sent it out with a Great Big Card Swap because it came a couple weeks ago, and this one was just a little delayed. I don't know what happened to it, but Chris, thank you so much for sending an extra for me. That was so very thoughtful of you. Speaking of tea, this was one I thought about sharing with you tonight. This is by Diana Schaefer. It is a double Z fold card, and maybe we'll have to do this another time because it is such a an easy, fun fold with lots of opportunities to add layers and designer paper. This one uses a retired tea set and the Creator Cupcake. That was such a fun set with the punch. I loved that one. Thank you, Diana, for sending an extra card for me. Oh, look at this. This one is from Terry McFederich. She had two very different cards, and I chose this one. I guess I was just drawn to the Wildflower Birthday cake, and of course, with you in mind stamp set, the happy birthday and the cupcake on the inside. Calories in birthday cake don't count. Yes, amen. So maybe it was just meant to be, because this was like our theme for tonight's projects. And our last double card for the Great Big Card Swap comes from Debbie Lindauer, using the Nothing Better Than and also that citrus hybrid set. Sweet Citrus, that's right. She said this card was inspired by Patty Bennett, right? Patty. Yes. Debbie, thank you for the card. Thank you, everyone, for the card. I encourage you to send lots of cards this month and share your love and share your hugs and your heartfelt wishes with your family and friends, whether it's a thinking of you card, birthday, get well, sympathy. Share your love through your cards. We make a difference in what we do. And so I want to thank you for making a difference in my life and sending me a smile, and encourage you to share those smiles with everyone in your life. Oh, Tony, thank you for checking the video. You're so sweet. And thank you everyone for participating in the live chat. Thanks for watching the replay, leaving comments here for me. You guys are just the best, and I have so much fun stamping with you. Thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end. You are amazing. I hope you enjoyed all the fun folds I shared tonight. Mom and I are going to have a new video for you this coming Sunday, May 4th. I think we're going to do another sneak peek. So if you're ready for some new project ideas using some brand new products, make sure to tune in Sunday at noon Central Time. I will see you then. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.